We're here with head coach Jeff Thompson. Coach, it's meet week here in Happy Valley. Today it's Thursday. Michigan State this week. It's the pink meet. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, this Saturday we call it our Flip for the Cure. It's us versus Michigan State, but both teams are going to set aside their school colors to don pink leotards in support of the fight against breast cancer. So it's a really important meet for us every year. It's one that's always well attended, and this one should prove to be very exciting because I feel like both these teams are evenly matched, and it's going to come down to the last floor routine.
What's it like last week, Illinois? It was their pink meet, and now you get to return home and have your own.
Yeah, well, last week we had a good travel weekend. We didn't have a great meet, but we had a great travel weekend. We flew into Chicago. We went downtown for a few hours, let the girls walk around and shop, sightsee in Chicago, and that's great team building and team bonding early on in the season. Our competition, we had a lot of young gymnasts. The freshmen got experience that ordinarily they wouldn't have received this early in the season because we had 3 gymnasts not travel with us due to illness. We only were able to compete 5 gymnasts on vault and 5 gymnasts on floor, and the freshmen did an outstanding job though. Tess McCracken, who wasn't supposed to do floor for us really this year, hit her first floor routine of the season in practice the day before we left, and then was able to step up and make her floor routine in competition on Sunday afternoon. So all in all, even though we didn't post a huge score with what we were able to accomplish, I feel really good. I think the girls gained a lot of confidence, and then this weekend going into the Michigan State meet, we should get those the girls that were sick back.
Tell us a little bit about that balance beam lineup that hit a season best score of 48.850.
Well, beam was our last event. Brianna Sang was last on floor going into beam. She missed her last tumbling pass. I talked to her, and she started getting sick after her floor routine, and it turns out that she'd been getting sick all morning and hadn't told anyone. So we decided that we would scratch Brianna from the balance beam lineup. We insert Tess into the beam line at the last minute. Peyton Schuler's leading off for the second time this season, but instead of getting thrown in at the last minute like she did in the previous meet, she had all week to think about leading off and how important that was. And unfortunately, Peyton fell. So now the rest of the girls are under pressure to hit their routines, and we're also proud of them because all 5 of them were able to step up, hit their routines, and set a season best performance.
What kind of confidence does that build that they can think about their routine from last week and improve on it heading into this weekend?
Well, there's 2 things there. I think Peyton learned a lesson that when you're dwelling on the bad for 5 days and not focusing on the good and what you do every single day in practice, it can affect you. So we don't think that's ever going to happen again to her. And then the other girls, anytime you hit in competition under pressure in front of a big crowd, it can only help to build your confidence. So we hope that it's tougher on the coaches this weekend and having to pick the lineups. Hopefully we have a lot more gymnasts to choose from than just 5 on 2 events.
Wonderful. Thank you, Coach.
All right, well, thank you.
We're here with freshman Mikayla Waddell. Mikayla, how's your first year at Penn State been going so far?
It's been going pretty great. The team's really helped me adjust well with getting used to classes and practice and just learning how everything happens here. Classes have been good. Summer session was fun and definitely helped getting used to how they expect you to get your schoolwork done and stuff.
You made the Penn State lineup last week at Illinois. What was that finally like competing for the blue and white?
It was such a relief finally getting to compete. I loved it. It was really fun to be a part of the team finally and get to represent Penn State and something more than just myself.
This weekend is the pink meet here at Penn State, getting back to Rec Hall. What was that like being a part of the Rec Hall atmosphere in the home opener and then that double duel?
Well, I didn't actually compete in those 2, so this weekend I'm really excited to feel the full effect of Rec Hall, and that's definitely something that's kind of nerve-wracking, but really, really exciting at the same time, just because I hear it's so fun.